Hey everyone, it's Bigfoot. Today's Tuesday, which means I'm answering your questions. Today's question comes from Happy Hikers, and she asked, I'd appreciate seeing a video about how to properly hang a bear bag. Now we had a couple other folks that said the same thing, so today I'm going to demonstrate how to properly hang a bear bag, PCT style. Before I actually start my demonstration, I wanted to acknowledge that there are two different styles of hanging a bear bag. You have the PCT style and you have the traditional. Now, although I'm going to be showing the PCT style today, I will make mention to the traditional style and why the PCT is so much more effective. Now, in order to execute the PCT bear hang today, you need to know how to tie 3 different knots. I'm going to show you how to tie each of the 3 knots. The first is the bowline knot. The second is the lark's head knot, and the last is the clove hitch knot. Now, I will show and demonstrate all of them right now, and then when I do my demonstration, I will again show you how to do the lark's head, because we'll need to do it while we're out there, and how to do the clove hitch. Of these 3 knots, the hardest and most difficult is probably the clove hitch, because you will be doing this knot while your bear bag is suspended in the air. And that can just be a little challenging, and that's probably where a little practice will go a long way. Anyway, let's get started with the demonstration.
All right, we're going to start off with the bowline knot here. And I'm going to show you the easiest way to do this, at least the easiest way is for me. So starting off here, we got the end of our line, and what we're going to do is we're going to make a little Q in the line, just like that. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to take the end of our rope, and we're going to pass it through the Q. All right, now the next step is we're going to take the end of our rope and we're going to go underneath the line, and at this point you have what looks like a pretzel, and what we're going to do is we're going to take the end of our line and we're going to go through the middle of the pretzel, just like that. And then all you do is pull it tight, and you've got your bowline knot, just like that. Now I'm going to demonstrate this one more time, just in case if anybody missed that. All right, so starting off here, again, we got our little Q. We go through the middle, we go under, and then just like we have the pretzel here, and we'll go through the middle, and then tighten it, and we have our bowline. Now I mentioned the lark's head knot. We will need to do this after we've already done our bowline knot, and what we'll need this for is to actually singe this to our actual rucksack. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my bowline and I'm just going to make a figure 8 like that, and then line the 2 holes up just like that. Really easy. Again, take a bowline, figure 8, and then line it up just like that. Then what we'll do is just we'll slide this over the rucksack to whatever desired area that we want, and then pull it tight. All right, that's not going anywhere. That's nice and tight, and now we're ready to throw this over the branch. All right, let's talk about the clove hitch. So this is going to be the challenge one again, because you're going to be doing this while your bear bag is suspended in the air. The heavier your bear bag is, the more difficult this will be. So anyway, I will demonstrate this outside. It will make more sense then, but I wanted to show you inside what this is going to look like. I'm going to use a pen as my stick, so just pretend this is a pen right now. It'll be a stick outside. But the first thing you're going to do is you're going to create a loop, just like that. And what we're going to do is we're going to turn this loop 1 rotation, just like that. The next thing is we're going to create another loop, and we are going to turn it backwards, just like that. We're going to line these 2 loops up, and then I'm going to insert my stick and then pull it tight. Now, what that's going to do, it's going to basically tighten against this pen, and this pen is not going to move anywhere. And again, because of the line and it holding the bear bag, there's no way that this is going to slide up or down your pen because of the tension that's on it. But that is how you do a clove hitch knot. let me show you this one more time again. Make our loop. We're going to turn it once. We're going to do another loop, and we are going to spin it around, line up the two loops, stick our stick through here, and then pull it tight. And again, there is your clove hitch.
Hey guys, Bigfoot here. We are outside behind my house, and I'm going to demonstrate how to hang your food bag PCT style. Before I actually go through this, I want to talk about the first important piece about hanging your food bag, and that's finding a branch to do it. You want to find a tree branch somewhere around 25 to 30 feet off the ground. Now that can be difficult sometimes. In the AT, there's plenty of trees, but sometimes it can be difficult. I would say anything below 20 feet is probably not high enough, but ideally 25 to 30 foot. Now, once you find your branch, you're going to hang this bear bag, you're going to hang this food bag PCT style, which is going to basically do three things. It's going to give you the opportunity to be able to keep your bear bag 6 foot away from the trunk of the tree, so that if a bear was actually climbing up the tree, they would not be able to swipe and grab your bear bag. You'll be able to lower your bear bag from the top of the branch that's hanging from 6 foot, so that if a bear was climbing on the branch itself, they would not be able to get to it. And then you would be able to have it at least 12 feet off the ground. Now, if you find a branch that is 25 to 30 feet off the ground, you'll have no problem with being able to meet that 6 by 6 by 12. Now, for today's demonstration, I have this tree that I picked out. This is probably one of the better ones I have here at my house. And we're going to tie it up to this branch right up here. Now, it's probably more about 20 feet off the ground, and it will do for right now. And again, this is just a demonstration. Now, to do this, I have a few pieces of gear here that you need. First, you need to have line. You probably need about 50 foot of line. A minimum of 40, but I would probably go with 50 just in case you don't know, depending on your tree line, where you're at and how high the branches may be. 50 feet works out the best. Of course, you have your food bag right here. I have a rock sack. And then I'm going to show you a special thing you can do when you actually hang it PCT style, which is your diddy bag, but I'll go through that in just a moment. And the last thing that you need is a stick. Now, this stick, you shouldn't have a problem finding a stick, you know, about 6 inches long, and you want it to be nice and smooth. I'll show you why in just a little bit. Now, before we get to this, what we're going to start off with is actually tying this rope to the rock sack. So what we're going to do is I'm going to take my bowline knot here, and I am going to do a lark's head knot, which looks like this. Again, here's your bowline knot. You're just going to flip it like a figure 8, and then you're going to line up the holes together just like that. Now I'm going to singe this over my rock sack. This is along a rock sack, so you can, you know, any sack will do. This is what I just picked because I added extra line around. And then you're going to singe it together like that. That's not going anywhere. Now the next thing I'm going to do is I'm actually going to launch this over that branch. Stand back probably like 10 or 15 feet. And I'm going to underhand this. It's much more effective to underhand toss it than it is to overhand toss it. It's just more accurate. So let's see if I can get this on the first attempt here. All right. Now I have that done. What I'm going to do next, I'll take my rock sack off. And then I'm going to take my food bag, and through the bowline knot I'm going to clip my food bag on here. I'm going to pull this up a little bit so it's about height of your face. And now I'm going to open up the carabiner, and I'm going to put the other line through, the line that I'm going to launch this up with. Now we've done that, we are going to pull our food bag until it is about 6 inches below the branch or so. You don't want to have it too high and actually get caught on something up there, so I have it just below the branch. Now this is the next part, and sometimes this can be the kind of difficult part. And this is where the stick comes in hand, and really the magic of the PCT bear hang. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to tie a clove hitch. A clove hitch is done like this. So while this is suspended in the air, I am going to first of all make a loop just like this. and then I want to make an additional loop. All right, so I got 2 loops. Now with this first loop, I am going to twist it. All right? And now that I have my 2 loops, I'm going to stick my stick right through this, and I'm going to singe it so it's nice and tight. All right? If you do it correctly, this stick is not going to go anywhere. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to release it, and that stick is going to catch right on the carabiner, just like so. And as you can see here, if I'm a bear, there's no way that I could climb this tree. Pretend this branch isn't here, by the way. But there's no way I can climb this tree, grab the bag from the side, grab the bag from the top of the branch, or stand up on my hinds and try to grab my bear bag. The beauty about the PCT bear hang is it's so much easier than the traditional way. First off, your extra line is just going to be suspended just like this, so it's easy to get to. You don't have to untie any knots or anything like that. With the traditional way, which is actually coming over here and tying it around the trunk of the tree, you have to deal with tying it and go through all that stuff, which is kind of a pain in the butt sometimes. But the other issue with that is if a bear was coming up trying to get your food bag, there's a good chance the bear can actually scrape and cut your line and then release your bear bag, and they run off with your food. That actually almost happened to us when I was staying with the Germans in Virginia before I actually learned the PCT bear hang. So that's how this works, but I wanted to show you an extra feature which is really cool. I mentioned about the diddy bag. The diddy bag is basically a toiletry bag, anything you need to hang in the air that has some sort of scent that you can't keep with you in your tent. So what I did here is I put a little carabiner on here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to pull my bear bag back up so I get to my stick again, and I am going to carabine this to the lark's head knot. All right, just like that. And then what you do is you just let go of this, and now your diddy bag is going to be suspended in the air. The reason why this is great is if, let's just say, you have your bear bag hung and you have things that you want to get in, get out, and you don't want to have to deal with pulling up your bear bag, taking it back down, and doing this whole thing all over again, and with the stick and the clove hitch. So you would just pull this down, and I would just take my diddy bag off, just like that. And then I can go back to camp and use whatever I want, and then just let that go and just continue to hang. And if I wanted to come back and hang this back up, I would just, again, attach this to that clove hitch. So basically, that's the other great thing about the PCT bear hang is you can hang your diddy bag and put whatever you want in this and have access to it, and you don't have to keep on putting up your bear bag and taking it back down like you would with the traditional bag. Now, when you're all done with everything, what you're going to do is you will pull your bear bag back up until you get to that clove hitch. What I'm going to do is I'm going to slide the stick right off of here, just like that. That's why it works better if you have a stick that is nice and smooth. And then I'm just going to release my rope. And then I'll open up my carabiner, take my rope off. There's my food bag. And all I need to do is just pull my rope back off. All right, well, that's it for me today, guys. Thanks so much. I hope this was helpful. Give me a thumbs up if it was. I'll see you guys on my next sighting. And remember to always follow Bigfoot.